So it finally happened. The debate of 2024, we've been waiting for weeks for this to happen. Harris versus Trump. But what I realized with ABC has a way of asking particular questions that's not really, hitting home runs. That's not really getting to the bottom line of what really is going on. So what happened was Harris, she had to get on that podium and she had to patronize. She had to unleash dangerous lies. She had to gaslight the American people. And that's what she did. And she was rehearsed and she was good at that. She had to start with lies of saying that Trump was the reason why the borders were open. Didn't take responsibility of the fact that she was a border Cesar. She was in charge of the borders to close up the borders and not let those migrants in. And she did anyway because she wanted them to run America down to the ground and take jobs away from Americans, which she did successfully. As you can see, a lot of Americans are out of work, and guess who replaced you? The migrants have been replacing us. That's correct. So she said that Trump told the administration to not close up the borders, to keep them open, to take down the restrictions, and that was a lie. Joe Biden is the reason why those restrictions were taken off the border. So she told one lie. Then she talked about how he didn't handle COVID-19 properly, which was another lie, because when Trump was in office, everybody was in quarantine and they had unemployment pandemic benefits out here. People that was never even able to get unemployment, never even worked, still was getting it. They had PPP loans, EIDL, they had stimulus payments out here that came out. And I know, I was here, I was out there, I was working still during the pandemic. I know. So when people say, oh, all you care about is a stimulus check, I didn't even need a stimulus check, sweetheart. I didn't need it because I was already working. But the whole point is that the money was out here and nobody went hungry when Trump was in office. I guarantee you that. Okay? The money generated, he still kept a strong economy during a deadly pandemic. Okay? So when she says he didn't take action on the pandemic, that was a lie. He even had a vaccine out here within 8 months. Within 8 months, he had a vaccine out here. I witnessed it. I seen people, celebrities, especially Biden. He was one of the first 3 people to get up there and take the vaccine on TV, on camera. I watched him do it. He had a vaccine out here within 8 months. That was never done in history. If it wasn't for him, we probably wouldn't even be able to survive that. But she ignored the fact that she didn't take action on the fact that she pulled our military troops out of Afghanistan, the Middle East, incorrectly. Then you left $7 billion of military. Then you left $7 billion of military equipment with the Taliban. And they are celebrating a 30th anniversary of having our military equipment over there with the Taliban. Then you turn right back around and put the troops right back in the Middle East in Jordan this time, thinking that would make a difference. So now they can turn those weapons on us now. And she's okay with that because she doesn't have the best interest of the American people. She don't even like Americans. Let's be clear. Okay? Know who the enemy is. Understand that. And then she went on with the Roe versus Wade again about terminating the pregnancies again at 35 weeks. Of course, they are very interested in that because it targets a lot of women of color, especially black women. They already know the numbers. Since 1973, 300 million babies, so-called African-American babies, are not here on Earth. They're not here. So she wants you to understand. She'll give the tools you need to destroy yourself. And the fentanyl poisoning, that's also taking people up out of here. Yeah, because of the border being open. So she was in charge of a lot of things that she didn't take action on. She fell back. And you know why? Because she doesn't care about the American people. She wants this to go on. And again, Trump mentioned he knows she was programmed by her father to be a Marxist. And this is true. Communists and Marxists. And they're going to turn this country upside down when they take office. And when she says we're not going back, of course we're not going back. She's coming to finish off the job of America. Of course we're not going back. We're going to be in dark ages. She knows that. But of course, she talks about him, Central Park 5, that story, she ran to the ground. But we know about your history of being a prosecutor as a DA in California, locking up 2,000 black people, because of marijuana possession, giving them 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and 50 years, and then cackling and laughing when they got sentenced. Then locking up mothers when they took their children to different school zones because of the school zone area that they were in was uneducated. They wasn't educating their kids. So they took them to other schools. She locked those women up too. Did you know that? Of course, she has a hell of a history of locking up black people. Yes. And she finds it very funny. She cackles, she jokes, and she comes out with her evil laugh just to make her point that she is trying to build her reputation as a strong prosecutor, as a DA in California. Yeah, she was known for doing that. But Trump wasn't able to get into that much details of her history of destruction and turmoil. So she had to sit here and say she wants to give so many Americans $25,000 to get a first home. And, and that's not enough, baby girl. But she's willing to give the migrants $150,000. How does that work? How do they get more money than Americans? I don't understand that. But that's where she's going with this direction. Because she knows she's going to put you out of work. She knows she's going to lose your home. She knows you're going to be in foreclosure. She knows the eviction rate is high and the foreclosure rate is high. But she's okay with that. She's not telling you how she's going to bring back American jobs that just vanished. Over 1 million jobs just vanished out of nowhere in America. They don't even know where it went at. Closing the Keystone Pipeline. Sending our jobs overseas. Feeding us right into the hands of the enemy. She's not able to reason with these other nations. Kim Jong-un, Vladimir Putin, all these people that are all around the world that champion for Donald Trump. They want Donald Trump back in office. They want to be able to deal with him. They're not going to hear what women have to say. They don't care about that. You think Zelensky and Putin, Kim Jong-un, the most dangerous dictators of these countries, are going to reason with a woman? Absolutely not. It's going to be very hard. So again, when you say you did the best you could, no, your best was not good enough. You did what you wanted to do, as they always do. They do what they want to do. They cheer them on because it's all about the vibes. Never about policy. It's all about having fun and twerking. That's all they care about. America, they telling you that we're in revelations of rumors of wars going on, which is rumors of wars going on. It is, because he's right. We are heading into World War III, which is World War III is the end of the planet of Earth, honestly. Now, Trump can, hopefully he can, stop the prophecy and give us another 4 years of survival, hopefully, if he gets in office. But with her, we're going to be living in dark ages with her. And a lot of people that are vulnerable, women, elderly, children, how will we survive the dark ages? How will we survive that? We don't have a safe haven house. We don't have a 1 year supply of food or even more. We don't even have ammunition to defend ourselves. So what are we going to, how is she able to prevent all of this from happening? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a lot of things that needed to be covered during that debate. And it was only able to get in certain things, and he was able to argue certain points, but he wanted to have more to say, but they was cutting him short. Of course, they had to mute his mic because they wanted him to, kind of like downplay all of the destruction that's going on in America. They don't want to be exposed. They want you to think everything is peaches and cream, but it's not. Because you know why? They have to keep this agenda going of a lie. They're not telling you the AR-15s and AK-47s and 9mm handguns is coming to these deep states with all these gangs destroying the deep states. They're coming in, and they're coming in with loads of them. Ready to end your life. They're really ready to take over your housing complex and get you out your apartments and, willing to do whatever they got to do to survive. And it's getting ready to get cold outside, so survival mode is getting ready to be unleashed. But the whole thing is, it's a lot of Americans that are dealing with this. And not only that, Americans being subject to being tortured and executed by these migrants. And they're like, oh, but they're not criminals. They're bringing in their best people. They're bringing in lawyers and doctors and all kind of great people, and I haven't seen it yet. And they work harder than Americans. Of course, you got to put Americans out of work, put them to work harder. That's the whole objective, agenda, and the motive, to put Americans out of work, keep them working, and make it seem like, oh, we have jobs out here. It's all fake. It's a facade. It's all fake. And it's giving me brain fog at this point. And I'm tired of seeing her unleash all of these uncontrollable, dangerous lies. And no one's calling her out on her lies. Everyone's like, yeah, she did that. She sat up there and lied to everybody in that audience. She lied to the camera. She lied.